Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. I'm your host. I've been the host for about 4 years on this show, and so we've got 13 listings for the day. And we're going to start off with this one on 1483 Maple. This building is known as Maple Crossing. There's also Bristol on Main. Combined, the two buildings are basically not that much different, just on opposite sides of Main Street. We've got 3 different units from the condos in those buildings, so I'll share with you a little bit more. This is the least expensive one bedroom. Although they have it as 5 bedrooms in the listing, it's actually a 1-bedroom plus den and hardwood floors. Replacing that hood fan with a stainless steel or a black one makes a big difference. So that's an easy thing to do, and it's something we recommend all of our sellers do. The rest of the house is pretty standard. It's between 700 and 800 square feet. And it doesn't have the greatest view over the parking lot. There's one today that has a view that I consider a little bit more valuable, but what we've seen is the views on these buildings really hasn't changed the pricing very much. We haven't seen a lot of difference between a good view and a bad view for these buildings. Now, Farmstead number 18, 424, 786. It's about a 1,500 square foot home. It's got a walkout and a ravine behind. We've seen a few of these without the walkout sort of sell around for a little bit more. So between the walkout and the ravine, add the price on. If it's in good shape, it is possible. There's an outside chance that getting 420 or 425 is very possible. So it might be one to check out, especially if the privacy in the ravine behind you is important, because it's something you don't find with a lot of the homes, especially in that price range. Tremaine is $499, and so you've got the potential here, it looks like, for some kind of an in-law suite somewhere in here. You've got 16 Mile Creek right behind. Actually doesn't look too bad inside. They've done I guess a more modern kitchen. It's not the fanciest, most expensive cabinets, but it can work. I think at $499, I mean, if you're talking about a real custom build, then you're going to pay more for it. This one looks like it's on about a half acre, and this part on Tremaine, it's in the Milton Heights neighborhood. I've had some inquiries about properties here recently. The one at 93 Tremaine just sold actually after about a week on the market. There's a lot of stuff going on. The Ontario Municipal Board is basically hearing both sides from the local homeowners plus the developers. This is a pretty hot zone in terms of what developers are looking to do. And so there's a lot of transition. There's also the new Tremaine exit. So they're going to take Tremaine and they're going to veer it off, and then they're going to make a 401 exit. So it is possible with this one that you could be looking at a cul-de-sac, a dead-end street, similar to what they did with Main Street and Given Lane. But to me, there's a little too many unknowns here with what's going on for me to really feel confident in advising somebody about what's going to happen here, and more importantly, what it could look like in 5 years. So definitely exercise caution, do your fact finding, and then go from there. So McDougal is 514.9. It's a Quincy corner, so it's about 1,878 square feet. 9-foot ceilings. It's the 3-bedroom version. You get hardwood floors here. I actually think this looks like a great deal. So there's a front living, dining, plus a family, plus kitchen. You've got hardwood in the, looks like the main hallway there. Not sure if it's in the bedrooms. The description says it's carpet in the bedrooms, but I don't always trust the description. Anyway, I think this is a great price. It is in fact a 2-car garage. Sometimes I wish that more agents would put the front view. But what they do is, because the door is here, they often put this as the angle, but it is a double car garage. So I like this one at $514.9. I think it compares very well to what else is out there. And remember, a lot of the single car garages are listing for $520, $550, in some cases even $570. The Thistle Bay with the finished basement at $569 is sold conditional right now. So we'll make a big jump in price to $759 here on Crozier. I've completely given up on this one, and it's a great location. The street is unbelievable, but it's a big home. It's 3,700 square feet. It's got a partly finished basement. I don't know how partly finished, but the photos never come out really well on this one. You've got basically a price that's gone up and down. It's been higher than this. It's been down to, I think, $719 or something like that. So they keep relisting and changing the price, and it's just become so confusing that I think a lot of people have just said, forget it. Until it comes down closer to the 7 mark, I think they're going to have a tough time just because of all the games that they've been playing. We've got Cusick Circle here. For some reason, the photos are pretty low res. It's a little hard to tell. This one is 3,400 square feet. We saw a similar home sell on Pots, and I think it was a little bit lower than this one that it sold for. There may be some finished space in the basement. You've got some upgraded flooring on both levels. I think it's a really nice floor plan. And you got a bit of a side door on here. I like this one. So $769 may be a little ambitious, but it really depends on what's happening. We'll call it below grade in the basement. So 25 side road, $869. It's a log house. It's listed as 2,000 to 2,500 square feet. And it says it's a 1.5 car garage. So you usually expect in the country, you like to see the double garage or the triple garage. Looks like it's on about 2 acres, but it is a wonderful house here. You've got a good looking range there. It looks like a Viking or a wolf. So a lot of charm, a lot of character. So it's got that country feel, but it also has a little bit of style and a little bit of sizzle to it. So a 3-bedroom, 2 washroom on this one. You know, it's really going to depend on how well it shows. I don't think they're completely off the mark, but what they're going to find is that at about $869 is they're going to find homes with bigger land, and they're also going to find homes with even bigger homes to some extent. So I guess it looks good. It's just one of those things where you're always playing with those variables. How far is it out in the country? How big is it? What are the upgrades? So there's all the different sliders on the levels to come up with the value. So 14 side road, the location bar, when we talk about the previous one, this location bar goes way up because it's really close to town. You're downtown in 5 or 10 minutes tops, and lots of parking out front too. It looks like they've done a stucco exterior. I think about if they had to replace these appliances with stainless steel just for that style factor. Let's say the investment's $5,000. As it relates to the asking price, it's not a substantial investment. And I think with all the work on the tiles and the countertops and the cabinets, it just would have been something that probably would just kind of flick the switch on impression. Not that it's a bad impression, but by moving it up for the percentage it's going to cost, I think is sometimes a good idea. Really can't punch a lot of holes in this home. I think it's a beautiful property, lots of windows, you get a lot of sunlight in here, and even the color scheme is nice and bright too. And so yeah, in-ground pool, it bears some similarities to the property that we sold on Bell School Line last year. With many things, land size. I think the views were a bit better on Bell School Line, but this one has a lot going for it. It compares to the one further south on Bell School Line, closer to Spring Ridge, that was on that gentle slope. I like it. I think it's a very, very nice property. First line is 1.599, and pictures are a little bit lower quality, same as what we saw a few listings ago, and you're on 96 acres, so even just doing the quick math on that, you're between 50,000 and 20,000 an acre. But that doesn't always scale when you're talking about 96 versus, I think the one we talked about before was 20 acres or something. So it's got a lot of unique customizations, barn with 13 stalls, and there's outbuildings. There's things about this one that are a little harder to quantify. So it's really one of those ones, check the virtual tour. You really have to do the research and go see stuff like this. Over $1 million, it can get very hard to tell the complete story by 9 photos plus about 400 characters on a description. So we're going to start off on the Oakville list with, there's 4 on the Oakville list. First one is 100 Millside number 210. And it's a lower floor on this one. It's got 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and the fees are about $600, but they include everything. So that you're talking about cable TV is included, heat, hydro. So compare that to something at $400 a month, but you're paying for everything else. It's a different story. So I think that this is basically entry point on this building. So I'm not expecting miracles from the actual unit itself. And views are important here too. Facing north is far less valuable than facing south, where you've got the downtown views, plus you've got the escarpment to the west. So northeast is probably the least favorable. Southwest is probably the most favorable view. But wait for photos. Like I said, this seems like a good price, even if it's more original condition inside. 1370 Main Street, number 207. This is in the Bristol on Main. So we talked about at the beginning of the video. There's 3 of them. There's this one, another one. This is also a 1+1. So you're talking about $15,000 difference. It is a little bit larger at 893 square feet, but it's still a 1+1. And I think that's one of the more important value considerations. It looks like you're backing onto a quieter street, not Main Street. It's almost like a smaller version of the next one we're going to talk about, which is the Windsor model at a little bit more than 1,000 square feet. Overall, not bad. For this kind of money, if I'm getting close to 300,000, I would say, why don't I just go with a true 2-bedroom versus a 1+1? And so that's what this one is here at 3069. And this is again over in the Maple Crossing building. It's hard to sell this unit vacant. It would be hard for people to picture furniture position. They've got a coffee table there, but it's not really doing much. Same thing, replacing the hood fan here is a good idea. And yeah, I would say that this is probably a little bit on the high side of what these models sell for at 3069. The views are nice. You've got James Snow there too, and then you've got a pond, and you actually see people playing hockey on this pond. So I think that that's an enjoyment factor that you're probably not paying a lot more for, but I think you're going to get a lot of nice value from it. So last one, Transom is at 418.9. About 1,900 square feet of total living space. So you've got your kitchen plus an eat-in, and then you've got a family room here, California shutters, and it's a nice floor plan. It's really, the bedrooms are a good size. The finished basement was done by the builder, and I think they've got the goods. This same model with very similar features just sold at 430, and if you wonder why this one is listed at 418, I'll give you possibly what might be going on. So this home is right here on Transom Crescent, and so you can see how close it is to the train tracks. Really, there's nothing, there's no barrier beyond like kind of a sloping berm here for the noise for the train. And the one that sold over on Megson is right over here, so it was just a couple doors away from Bronte Street on the other side is the hospital and the emergency ward in the hospital. So I still think that even if you're over here, there wasn't exactly a perfect location on this spot. And like I said, that one went for more than 430, same model. So this on Transom, actually, I really like the price at around 418. I think it looks very good, and I bet you it's going to sell pretty quick too. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call, and we'd be glad to help you. Have a great day.